Welcome to Riverside Tai Chi. This is Sifu Jesse Powell, coming to you from the heart of New York City. I just wanted to talk about an article that I read recently. It's about internal posture, and basically it's saying internal posture is bad for you. And it was encouraging new people, in my opinion, this is what I got from the article, I may be wrong, but it was encouraging beginner practitioners not to follow the principles that you're being taught by your teachers. Principles of, number one, tucking under, rounding the body, rounding the back, rounding the chest, things like that. Dropping the shoulders, all these kind of principles that are very common in the internal martial arts. Now, the first thing that the article was really touching on was tucking under, and how it gets rid of the lordosis of the lower spine, that curve, that S curve that everybody has in their back naturally. In the internal martial arts, you do want to lengthen the spine. You want to not just remove the curve, but you want to lengthen the spine so that there is a clear path for your spinal fluid to flow, for your energy to flow all the way through your body. Your spine is connected to the brain. It's part of the brain, right? It's your central nervous system. It runs all the way through your body and branches out into the other organs and your limbs and everything. So the clearer that path is, the more straight that path is, the more energy you'll have flowing to your body. So that's the point of straightening the spine. The thing is, it's kind of a misconception, excuse me, it's kind of a misconception when martial arts teachers tell their students to tuck under. Because the very first thing you need to do is sit into your inguinal crease. That's the crease in the front by your pelvic area, and it's part of the quad. And you need to really sit into that. So if you sit into that and then you tuck under, you're actually reducing the depth of your quad. So your pelvis will kind of be sticking out. So tucking under, when teachers tell you to tuck under, it's basically because it's a very simple way to tell you not to stick your butt out when you're sitting into your crease. So it's just kind of a simplified way of saying that. The standing posture, the internal posture, whether it's for Tai Chi, Shingi, or Bagua, is very complex. So there's a lot of intricacies that have to go into it, so it can be difficult to explain at times. But you want to remember that there are three folds. The folds of the hip crease, the folds in the back of the knee, and the folds in the front part of the ankle by the tendons, by the front tendons. Those are the three folds that support each other. So after you sit into your inguinal crease, you relax into the back of the knees and fold into the front of the ankles, creating that support base. If you tuck under, you're going to lose your hip crease. So what has to really happen is you sit into the inguinal crease, and then the sacrum and hip girdle in the back drop. So it's a twofold motion regarding the front of the hips and the sacrum in the back. So you fold in to the crease and let the lower back drop. So it winds up being tucking under, but it's more of a feeling of dropping and lengthening, so that the lower lumbar actually gets longer and drops down and opens everything all the way to the top. Another thing that was mentioned in the article is the round shoulders. Now, the shoulders are rounded but not hunched. The article actually mentioned hunching the shoulders. You never want to hunch, because now you're stressing your body, you're cutting off the energy flow, you're creating tension in the back. What wants to happen, the shoulder blades want to just relax, open, and spread gently, not this forced hunching type of thing. So that's another thing. And then it also mentioned this, creating this jutting out of the jaw, which if you did hunch, that's what would happen. But you're not hunching, you're not crunching yourself up, you're not balling yourself up into a ball, you're elongating. So you're hanging from the top, like if you were hanging from a hook from the top of your head, it would the spine would hang down and create a lengthening feeling of the entire spine. So it's not really, there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to internal posture, and which is why a lot of people have problems with internal Kung Fu. There's a lot of Tai Chi people can't fight because they don't have the correct posture. They're trying to do these things, they're trying to do these movements, and they have nothing behind them because there's no structure, there's no basis for the form and the movements and body mechanics that are involved to actually produce any power. So take your time. If you're a beginner, if you're advanced, take your time. Develop your internal posture. Find out the right way to do things. You know, if your teacher's telling you to hunch and force yourself into this round ball, then that's not correct. You want to round, but everything wants to open to create a flow. So it's not easy, you know, it's very complex, but it's well worthwhile, and it is a healthy practice. So if it's done right. So find yourself a qualified teacher. If you can't find one where you are, come down to Riverside Tai Chi, and you know, you need somebody who's going to help you correct these misconceptions that maybe you've developed or read about or didn't understand from some type of reading material or a video, you know. But don't give up. Keep practicing. Keep up the good work. And train smart. Train well. Talk to you soon.
Mm-hmm.